Hey guys, welcome to talkCrypto. Just a thought I wanted to share with you. I know we've hit all-time highs, and the candle wick obviously just broached above what was it, the 68,000 or something, 69,000, and then dropped back down. So I'm not getting too excited. I think we want to hold our excitement for when we break the wick and stay above the last all-time high. So no doubt we're in a consolidation phase at the moment. And probably within the next week, I'll suggest we're going to jump up above 70, maybe even 75. But who knows? It's a guessing game. But listen, that's not the point of this video. The point I wanted to share with you was a mistake I'd made when it came to my sort of Bitcoin strategy, and I think it's something that's worth just thinking about for you guys, particularly if you're new in the space. A lot of people thinking, am I too late? Am I, if I buy now, is there much room for growth? Maybe I should just get into alts and all the rest of it. Now, the reality is you're probably going to have bigger returns in alts, but the daddy is Bitcoin, and inevitably the alts will crash and burn at some point. So I think you've got to have a multiple sort of strategy approach to what you want to do, but be clear in your mind what that is. Now, I would suggest that you have the majority in Bitcoin, because that's going to be the safest asset, and the long-term hold and play. And if you want to have a degen sort of play with a smaller proportion, then that's probably not a bad idea. But the point I want to share with you is I was in this space since late 2020, and I went through all the bull run, and I didn't sell, and then it all dropped back down and all the rest of it, and now we're just coming through into a much more obviously to the next bull run, which is exciting. And obviously I was accumulating through that phase. There was a lot of pain going through that phase because obviously we'd seen huge drops, but I kept on accumulating, and I'm a sort of a long-term advocate of Bitcoin. But I got to the point when I thought, well, you know what, actually I'm gonna not, I've done my accumulation phase. I'm just gonna I'm looking to trade once, twice every 4 years effectively. That's my strategy. And I'm not looking at sort of short-term ups and downs at all. That's not my game plan. I'm far too busy looking with my various businesses and interests. So for me, I'm very much looking at the 4-year cycles and playing the long game, looking at one or two sort of key trigger points that will either make me buy or make me sell. And when I say 2 trades in 4 years, effectively, it's not necessarily just 2 trades. It's looking at 2 key trigger points. One is the buy trigger point, one's the sell trigger point. And within those trigger points, I'll probably be dollar cost averaging in and dollar cost averaging out. So I say broadly, I trade twice every 4 years. It's within, I'm looking at those time frames within the sell period and the buy period. But my point is this, guys. My point is this. There's a lot of really great YouTubers which are worth following. One Simon Dixon, and there's others which I'll share with you maybe in some other videos. And he makes a great point. He makes the point of talking about accumulating Bitcoin and thinking of your wealth in Bitcoins and sats. And in other words, you may have a proportion of your Bitcoin holdings, where you trade, proportion where you hodl, you never touch, and a proportion doing X, Y, Z, whatever it is, whatever your strategy is. And that's probably a good way to approach it, not doing, having one strategy for your whole portfolio. So what he talks about is constantly, every month, accumulating more Bitcoin than you had last month. So you're growing your wealth in Bitcoin. And I completely got it, but I didn't actually action it. And when I look back at what I was doing, I was going, okay, well now I think we're approaching the bull run. I've done my acquisition phase, buying when it was low, and now I'm looking just not do anything for a year and a half, or however long it pans out. But actually, I've actually decided that no, you know what, I need another bag where I'm just DCAing at any point throughout the whole market forever, and I'm constantly accumulating Bitcoin every single day. And and that's going to be a different bag to my 4 year, every 2 years or every 4 years, whatever it is, my trades. And I think it's something that's really worth considering for yourselves, is just having a part of your portfolio that you constantly add to, and you constantly grow your Bitcoin stack. And it doesn't, for me, that side of it, now it doesn't matter what the Bitcoin price is. I'll be buying when it hits 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, whatever the price is. And the dollars that I use, or the pounds that I use, obviously I'll acquire less, but equally when things turn around, which inevitably they will, that same proportion of money will be buying me more. But I'll just keep that cycle going, just to keep stacking the sats and accumulating more BTC. And I think that's a really good long-term strategy to deploy. And it's frustrating because I've been thinking about this for a while, I hadn't actioned it, and I look back to when I stopped dollar cost averaging, and I look back to now and I go, wow, that's all that time when I could have been just adding to my portfolio, and I wasn't. So it really comes down to ultimately what kind of investor you are. I mean, for me, I'm a very long-term investor. I'm a long-term advocate of BTC. I'm not in it for a week, 2 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years. For me, this is a long-term play, and I want to make it as simple for my life as I possibly can. So that's my strategy. That's what I'm looking to do, and that's the mistake I made. I didn't consistently keep adding dollar cost averaging. And I think one thing that people start to question now, particularly as we're approaching the halving, it's starting to get into a bull market. I think one thing that people are going, am I too late? I missed it when it was 15, 16. I missed it when it was 20. I missed it when it was 25. I missed it when it was 30. I thought it was going to come back down, or maybe you're just new to the space and you've just seen it go up, and it's now near all-time highs, and it's like, oh my god, have I missed the boat? I think the reality is you will never miss the boat with Bitcoin. It is only going up forever, and it's just how long your time horizon is. We'll look back, and I'll look at this video and maybe we'll cut up and share it again in another 5 years, 10 years, and we'll go, oh my god, 65,000, I thought that was really expensive. Why didn't I back the truck up and load up as much as I possibly could? Because if I knew what I knew now, I would. So history is a great lesson, and we can all look back and have amazing hindsight. So take the lessons from history, think about what it's going to be like in the future. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Yes, there'll be massive ups and downs. You're going to be feeling like a punch bag hit in the face multiple times, but you need to be mentally tough and strong enough to be able to withstand that. Have a clear plan, have a clear strategy. And if you're in it for the long term, you just need to be very, very convinced in your conviction and have a good plan, like I said, and without having to repeat myself, know what your strategy is and execute on it. So that's something I want to share with you. That was a mistake I made. I stopped DCA-ing in. I can't even say that. DCA-ing in. Is that, you get the gist. But now I'm going to carry on with a part of my portfolio. Part of my portfolio is ready to come out. Maybe when it's at the top of the bull market in a year to 18 months. I'm going to be hyper analyzing the market and what's happening. But we're still super early. It's going to be a really exciting next 18 months. I mean, it's going to be insane. We've only just started. We haven't even got past the halving. So, buckle up, enjoy the ride, keep DCAing. It's never too late to be accumulating. Never, ever too late. And look forward to it. Guys, listen, if you're here still, I really appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe. I'm just trying to be more proactive and doing some content. Just trying to not overthink what I'm doing, and just sort of firing content out there, sharing my thoughts, sharing a bit of what I'm doing, and just trying to help you on that journey. Keep tuned in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.